Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that can completely transform your dating life. 5 psychological principles that create deep attraction. Now, before we get started, let me be clear. These aren't tricks or manipulation tactics. These are science-backed principles that help you build genuine connection while becoming more attractive in her eyes. And listen, I've tested these personally, and I've coached hundreds of guys who've used them successfully. The difference between guys who struggle with women and those who have women genuinely interested in them often comes down to understanding these simple psychological principles. So if you're ready to learn how to create genuine attraction rather than chasing or trying too hard, stick around. These 5 mind hacks will change how she sees you. And yes, they work every time when applied correctly. Let's dive in. The first psychological principle is what psychologists call emotional association. Here's the simple truth. People are drawn to those who make them feel good. Most guys make a crucial mistake. They try to impress women with achievements, status, or by showing how much they like them. But what actually works is creating positive emotional experiences. Let me break this down with an example. Imagine 2 guys messaging a woman they're interested in. Guy number 1 keeps telling her how beautiful she is, how much he likes her, and asks question after question trying to keep the conversation going. Guy number 2 sends her a voice note saying, "Hey, I just heard this song that reminded me of that story you told me about your road trip. It made me laugh thinking about it." Then he shares the song. Who do you think creates a stronger impression? Guy number 1 is putting pressure on her. Guy number 2 is creating a positive emotional experience. He's listening, making connections, and bringing joy into her day without expecting anything in return. Here's how to apply this. Focus on creating enjoyable moments rather than trying to impress. Reference things she's told you to show you're actually listening. Use humor appropriately. Laughter creates powerful emotional bonds. Share experiences that create emotion rather than just facts about yourself. Remember, her brain will associate you with how you make her feel. When you consistently create positive emotions, she'll start to crave your presence. And that's not manipulation, it's human psychology. We're all drawn to people who enhance our lives. The second psychological principle is called intermittent reinforcement, and it's responsible for some of the strongest behavioral patterns in humans. Have you ever wondered why some guys, who aren't always available, seem to have women chasing them? It's not about playing games. It's about how our brains respond to unpredictability. Here's the science. When rewards, in this case, your attention and validation, come at unpredictable intervals, they create a much stronger desire than when they're constant and guaranteed. Let me illustrate this. Imagine you're texting with someone new. With person A, every time you text, they respond instantly with long, detailed messages. With person B, sometimes they respond quickly and enthusiastically, other times they take a few hours and keep it brief. Research shows that most people will become more invested in person B. Not because they're playing hard to get, but because the unpredictability creates intrigue and anticipation. How to apply this ethically? Don't be artificially unavailable, but don't drop everything for someone you just met either. Have a full life with various interests and commitments. Sometimes be fully present and engaged, other times keep interactions briefer. Let conversations end naturally rather than dragging them out. The key difference between manipulation and applying this principle ethically is authenticity. Don't fake busyness. Actually invest in your own life and interests. When you genuinely have a fulfilling life, you naturally create healthy space that makes her want to be part of your world rather than feeling like you're desperately trying to be part of hers. The third psychological principle that creates attraction is the scarcity principle. Simply put, we value what's rare and unique. This explains why limited edition products sell out quickly, even at premium prices. When something is perceived as scarce, its perceived value increases. In dating, this doesn't mean playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It means understanding that what makes you different is actually your advantage. Here's how most guys get this wrong. They try to be what they think every woman wants: confident, funny, and successful in conventional ways. The result? They blend in with everyone else trying the same approach. Instead, lean into what makes you unique. Your specific passions and expertise. Your unique perspective and values. The quirky aspects of your personality that make you. Let me give you a concrete example. Instead of saying, "I like music," generic, talk about how you've collected vinyl records since you were 14 and have rare editions from your favorite artist, specific and unique. Instead of saying, "I like to travel," everyone says this, share the story of how you spent 3 weeks learning traditional cooking techniques in your favorite destination. By highlighting what makes you distinctive, you become memorable and irreplaceable in her mind. There might be thousands of guys who are confident and have good jobs, but there's only one you with your specific combination of traits and experiences. This isn't about fabricating uniqueness. It's about recognizing and expressing what already makes you one of a kind. The fourth psychological principle is the reciprocity loop. This is a fundamental human behavior pattern. When someone does something nice for us, we feel compelled to return the favor. This is why free samples work so well in marketing. But in building attraction, reciprocity works in fascinating ways beyond just exchanging favors. Here's the crucial insight most guys miss. Emotional reciprocity is far more powerful than material reciprocity. Let me explain what I mean. Buying her gifts or paying for expensive dates might seem like the way to her heart, but it often creates the wrong kind of reciprocity, obligation rather than desire. Instead, focus on emotional reciprocity. Be genuinely interested, and she'll become interested in you. Share authentic personal stories, and she'll open up in return. Offer thoughtful insights about her interests, and she'll value your perspective. Give her your full attention when she speaks, and she'll listen when you do. Here's how to apply this. When you meet someone new, rather than trying to impress them with what you have or what you can offer, focus on creating a genuine exchange of ideas, stories, and emotions. For example, instead of just asking questions, share something meaningful about yourself first. This creates a safe space for her to reciprocate by opening up as well. The beauty of emotional reciprocity is that it creates a positive feedback loop. As you both continue to share and respond to each other, the connection naturally deepens without either person feeling like they're doing all the work. Remember, authentic connection isn't about keeping score. It's about creating a natural rhythm of give and take that feels rewarding for both people. The fifth and final psychological principle is cognitive dissonance. This is the mental discomfort we feel when our actions don't align with our beliefs or self-image. Here's where most guys go wrong. They try too hard to convince a woman they're a great catch by telling her directly or showing off. But psychology shows that people are much more likely to believe conclusions they come to themselves rather than what they're told. So instead of telling her you're confident, interesting, or high value, create situations where she realizes it herself. Here's how to apply this principle. Instead of saying you're confident, calmly handle a challenging situation. Rather than claiming you're funny, create moments of genuine laughter. Instead of talking about how caring you are, demonstrate it through consistent actions. When her experience of you conflicts with any initial neutral or negative assumptions, her brain will work to resolve this dissonance. And the most common resolution is to update her perception of you. For example, if she initially saw you as just another guy, but then witnesses you handling a difficult situation with unusual grace, or sees you're respected by others, or discovers you have an interesting talent or perspective, she'll experience cognitive dissonance. Her brain will then revise its assessment. wow, he's actually really impressive slash interesting slash different. This works because she's convincing herself about your value, rather than you trying to convince her. And we always trust our own conclusions more than what others tell us. So there you have it, 5 psychological principles backed by science that create genuine attraction. 1. Positive emotional association. 2. Intermittent reinforcement. 3. The scarcity principle. 4. The reciprocity loop. 5. Cognitive dissonance. Remember, these aren't manipulative tactics, but fundamentals of human psychology. The key is applying them authentically while being the best version of yourself. Which of these principles resonated most with you? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on building genuine connections and becoming your most attractive self. And if you want to dive deeper, I've created a free guide with practical examples of how to apply these principles in real-life situations. Click the link in the description to download it now. Until next time, focus on creating real connections rather than chasing validation, and I promise your dating life will transform. See you in the next video.